Good morning, everyone. Can I have everyone's attention, please? The programming is about to get started. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 15th Annual Vikes Championship Breakfast. I'm very excited to be here today, along with Jonas and Georgia, as an MC. What a wonderful breakfast that was. Please join us in thanking Degrees Catering, who managed today's breakfast. Before we get started, we would just like to ask if you have to make your way to the washroom this morning, please use the washrooms just behind the curtains here to my left, and you can follow the signs that are posted. To begin this morning's event, please join us this morning in welcoming Lekwungen Elder Dr. Skip Dick and Elder May Sam from the Malahat and Sartlip First Nation to bring a land acknowledgement and cultural blessing.
Good morning, or hello. My goodness, I'm not on Zoom. We just have a way that we're not expecting you to take our ways, but it's really important that we have the prayer first before the welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very special honor for me and my son, Rob, to be invited here for breakfast with you. And going to do the blessing in my language first. It's a really strong meaning for me to have the blessing to speak to the Creator, to send the blessings down to each and every one of you. It means a lot. My first language was Hulkaminam from Cowichan, and I never knew there was another language until I was sent to school to learn English. And my traditional name is Swetstesia. I was born in Malahat Nation and grew up by the Cowichan River where my grandfather was from. My grandmother was from Malahat. And I could go on for a long time and tell my story, but I only have a few minutes here with you. I always say, included in my prayers, I say, I love you from my heart to your heart. It's just so that you know that my blessings will reach you and help you. The reason I do this is because we've gone through so much. So many families with the COVID and a lot of other health issues. And I just really want you to know that I truly care, and I send my blessings to you every day. Haitchka, thank you very much. Chunamax nask man say to manas say to sonder spray slaughter stay. Masi haitchka titel siam. Haitchka na ait natal. Haitchka titel siam the chachans alten. See gustet a watal slachen stop with the chachans alten at na ait natal. Ait squail. Tichumi lalam at the mug who east to all the scholowans, Guam gumstins and scolowan, mug squail. O the thieves to all, cause ya is to naskul out, haitcha titles yam haitcha. Slachen stalk with the chach and tamoch, leguanans remetal, sark, husenich tamoch, masi haitcha titles yam haitcha. I praise and I thank the Creator for a blessing for each and every brother and sister here with us this morning. A blessing for you to give you strength in your heart, happiness in your heart, and a healing in your heart in each and every way, each and every day. I praise and I thank you. A blessing for each and every, from the child, youngest child in their family, from the youngest to the oldest, to bless them in each and every way and take care of them. A blessing for each and every one, the staff, each and every one that works in this beautiful building here in University of Victoria. I praise and I thank the Creator. Blessings for each and every one today. Volunteers, the cooks, beautiful breakfast. I praise and I thank the Creator for a wonderful meal. Haichka. I thank the Creator for a beautiful morning, a beautiful gathering. And as I was singing, I was thinking of all the athletes. Haichka, for all of the athletes here in University of Victoria, the Vikes. It's a blessing for you, strength for you to carry on in your journey, and all the blessings in your daily exercises. Haishka, Chunimix Nask Man, say Timonas, Ti Sonder Spray, Slaughter, Stay, Haishka.
my dear friends. Two things. First of all, I want to say thank you to the institution for allowing us to share with you how we can conduct ourselves. There's such a wonderful feeling when you come back to what's going on now. 50 years ago, you would never ever see this happen. We were shut out, we were put in jail. Now there's such a wonderful change. I just want to share my feelings with you that, you know, today is just wonderful to see that things like this are happening in our lifetime. It's so wonderful. But beyond that, I just want to really share with you that all the communities up and down the coast have a way of protecting their areas, their communities. When the canoes come in, they listen to their war song or their peace song. Depending on the song, then they're welcome or they're not welcome. But in contemporary times here, when you listen to the wonderful things that are happening today with our young people and the goodness that the frontline people are putting out, that wonderful thing called knowledge in a real good way, it's so wonderful to say, welcome to our territory. So proud of you all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much to our elders, Dr. Skip and May, and Rob for your public speaking advice as well. Thank you. It's an honor to be here today to mark the start of what will hopefully be another 15 years and many more of the Vikes Championship Breakfast. This is the largest Vikes fundraiser for student athletic scholarships, and it's great to be a part of. As a senior athlete, I can look around the room and see many familiar faces that have been in this room year after year supporting our athletes and this event, as well as those who purchase virtual seats. I thank you. This support is a critical part of seeing Vikes find success on all fronts of our careers as student athletes.
Of course, today's event would not be possible without the support of our event sponsors.
This year's sponsors are Team Sales Vancouver Island, Minute Maid, the University of Victoria, and Rogers Sports and Media. Thank you all for your generous support for this breakfast and for the future of our Vikes students and programs.
As always, we have a number of dignitaries that we would like to introduce. Please hold your applause until the end. Please welcome from the university's senior executive,
Miss Erin Pinkerton, member of the UVic Board of Governors. Dr. Elizabeth Croft, Vice President, Academic and Provost. Mr. Chris Horbachowski, Vice President, External Relations.
As well as Christy Simpson, Vice President, Finance and Operations, Ms. Jane Potentier, Associate Vice President, Alumni and Development, and Mr. Jim Dunstan, Associate Vice President, Student Affairs.
as well as a number of faculty deans and other University of Victoria representatives and supporters.
And of course, also a welcome to the Acting Senior Director of Vikes Athletics and Recreation, Nicole Greengo.
So a big welcome to everyone, and thank you for joining us today.
I'm Georgia, an athlete on the women's cross country and track team in my 5th year of eligibility and my 1st year of Master in Management.
My name's Jonas. I'm an athlete on the men's rugby team. I grew up here in Victoria and am in my 5th year studying social science and business here.
And I'm Adam. I grew up in Calgary, and I'm in my final semester studying English and business. Georgia and I actually took our first academic writing class together back in 1st year.
How long ago was that, you guys?
We don't need to go there, but I'm pretty sure I got a better grade than Adam, and he claims to be an English major.
That one hurts. You didn't need to go there, Georgia. It didn't hurt as bad as practice did in the morning before getting to practice, and I think you only practice in the afternoons?
There's a lot of talk about pain up here, but neither of you two play a contact sport, so I'll bring you out for some tackle training next week.
This year, the Vikes are proud to host 2, possibly 3 national championships. The U Sports Women's Rugby Championships kick off November 2nd through November 6th, and that same weekend we may also host the U Sports Women's Field Hockey National Championships as they look to bring home their 4th consecutive banner.
In the new year, we also host the U Sports Swimming National Championships, which take place from February 23rd to 26th at Saanich Commonwealth Place.
As Vikes who have been around for what feels like forever, what year are you again, Adam?
We're going to call it 5th and a half.
We've all been fortunate enough to travel from across the country for competitions in Kingston, Halifax, St. Catharines, Quebec City, and more. Your support helps us focus on the training that takes us to these places. We are eternally grateful for our long days of travel, especially when we wait in Vancouver for that final connector flight, especially to finally get back to the place we call home and our incredibly supportive community.
We've also been able to prioritize our academics. Each of us have taken an extra year or 2 to complete our undergrad. Having an athletic scholarship makes the decision to stay in school to set us up for the future so much easier, especially with costs of rent, groceries, and just about everything else rising around us. Your generous support allows us to make decisions based on our goals without the layer of financial stress that can make these decisions so much more difficult.
Athletic awards also allow us time to focus on what really matters to us. We lead full lives between our classes, our chosen sports, and our worlds outside of UVic. The funds we receive towards our tuition helps to alleviate pressure to work extra hours or to take out additional student loans, freeing up time to fully commit to training and recovering in a high-performance environment, as well as setting us up for our futures after graduation. These are just some of the ways your contributions here today and over the past 15 years have allowed Vikes student athletes to thrive academically and athletically. You've all made pursuing our dreams possible. We thank you.
We would now like to take a moment to pass the mic along to Dr. Elizabeth Croft, Provost and Vice President Academic, to provide greetings on behalf of the university.
Thank you very much. And let's have a hand of applause for our fantastic student MCs. Well done. And I'd like to thank the Department of Athletics and Recreation for inviting me here today to the 15th Annual Vikes Championship Breakfast, and I'm just absolutely excited and delighted to be here. I also want to take a moment to say thank you to Dr. Skip Dick and to May Sam for their welcome and their blessing on us. Thank you for starting us off in a good way. I'm a newcomer to Victoria, and I am so grateful to live on these lands with my family and to work with you, many of you in this room today. And it's truly, truly a special place, and I maintain a deep respect for the Songhees, Esquimalt, and Wasanich people for their ongoing and careful stewardship of this very special and beautiful place. As mentioned, I am your very brand new Vice President Academic and Provost at UVic. I'm responsible for leading UVic's teaching and learning mission. Athletics, recreation, and varsity programs are integral to our academic program and a very important part of the student experience. I have been here for just under 100 days, and as such, this is my very first Vikes Championships Breakfast. I understand that this is Vikes' largest fundraiser of the year, and over the past 14 years, it has raised $7 million. So thank you, all of our contributors and supporters, so much for your generous donations to these wonderful athletes, for your contributions of time, and really your support as they are carrying on both high performance sport and academic study, and so that they do have a fantastic and wonderful experience here at UVic. And in my short time here, I have seen how important healthy living and active lifestyles are here at UVic, that it really defines what we believe is part of our student experience. And as an outsider coming and looking and seeing what UVic had to offer, it really was a huge draw for me. I love all of the amazing facilities, the ability for running and cycling around here, and just the great green spaces that we have. UVic is such a dynamic campus community, and a lot of that has to do with the wonderful facilities we have and the great athletics and recreation programming. This fantastic CARSA and McKinnon facilities makes this place a wonderful place to study, to work, and to play. And I would like to really applaud our Vikes community for promoting health and wellness for all and providing the space and the resources for our students to really thrive and be well. And as I reflect on why we're here today, I have to say I really do admire our student athletes who are able to balance rigorous academic course loads alongside their pursuit of excellence as top athletes competing at the national level. And as we know, in order to be successful, these students must be at the height of their physical fitness, and they need an environment that supports their mental well-being and their academic success as well, which is why your support is so important. Your donations go directly towards scholarships for our student athletes, meaning, as they've told you, they can focus on what matters and make the most of their time here. And really focus on their sport, their scholarship, and their well-being. I look forward to hearing from our keynote speaker, Kathleen Leahy, who has direct experience in finding this balance. She earned a Bachelor of Science at UVic while excelling at her sport of field hockey, which is a very impressive achievement. In closing, I'd like to say from the bottom of my heart and in behalf of all of UVic, thank you for being here today, for your generosity and for supporting our Vikes. Your donations really do have an amazing and tangible impact on our student athletes. So thank you very much, and go Vikes!
Thank you, Dr. Croft.
Without further delay, we introduce our keynote speaker this morning, Kathleen Leahy. She's an alumna of the Vikes Women's Field Hockey Program. In 2016, she received the prestigious President's Cup Award presented annually to an outstanding student who best combines scholastic achievement and athletic ability. A three-time All-Canadian during her time with the Vikes, Kathleen led the team to 2 Canada West titles and 4 U Sports podium finishes. Kathleen made her senior national team debut in 2013 and has since gone on to represent Canada internationally on the women's outdoor and indoor national teams with 71 caps. In July 2022, she participated in the World Cup after helping the Canadian women's side earn a berth for the first time since 1994, defeating the US 1-0 in the bronze medal game at the Pan American Cup. Welcome, Kathleen.
morning. Just got to get set up here 1 second. Thank you for that introduction. It's pretty crazy to hear about yourself as you're sitting there. I'll just say I have 76 international caps, but thank you. So good morning, everybody. I'm Kathleen Leahy. Like was said, I am a proud Vikes women's field hockey alumna. And I am honored to be speaking today at the 15th Annual Vikes Championship Breakfast. Thank you so much to everybody for coming to celebrate with me. Before I begin, I would like to give a special land acknowledgement. Thank you to May and Rob and Dr. Skiptic for your blessing this morning. I'd like to offer my own acknowledgement. Then I acknowledge today that we are gathered on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of the Lekwungen-speaking people. And they, along with the Songhees, Esquimalt, and Wet'suwet'en nations, still have strong connections to this land. We are fortunate to learn, work, and play on these lands, and for generations, these people have cared for it. I recognize that there is much reconciliatory work to be done to amend for the wrongs of both the past and present, and I do not shy away from this challenge. I'm committed to listening and learning with an open mind and an open heart. I invite you all to accept this challenge with me. Thanks to Judy, the women's field hockey athlete, for her guidance in writing this acknowledgement. So, like I said, I'm Kathleen. I'm incredibly honored to be here speaking to you today as a Vikes women's field hockey alumna. I competed here from 2011 to 2016. And part of the reason that speaking here today is so special to me is that I'm proudly born and raised in Victoria. I attended Oak Bay High School. And 15 years ago, at the very first Vikes Championship Breakfast, I was here. I was sitting in the audience, just like you are now, eagerly awaiting to be inspired by the words of the keynote speaker, who in that year was Chris Hebb. I was here as a guest, invited by Buzz and Krista, the women's field hockey coaches, to be a guest of the program. I remember sitting here that year. We were in McKinnon Gym because CARSA didn't exist yet. And I was in awe of all the student athletes and all their amazing accomplishments. And at that time, I was a shy little 14-year-old, and I never would have dreamed that one day I would be up here speaking to you. What an honor it is for me to have transitioned from supporter by way of my parents, who have proudly donated to every Vikes Championship Breakfast in existence, to athlete who directly benefited from contributions like yours, to now back to proud donor with a firsthand knowledge of how impactful these donations are. I've always loved field hockey, and I've always loved Victoria. But when I approached high school graduation, I was absolutely sure of two things. One, I would be a soccer player. And two, I would attend university outside of my hometown. I was clearly wrong about both. I actually think I started to change my mind not long after that first Vikes Championship Breakfast. I had heard so much about how supportive this university was, how great the Vikes community was, but then I started to feel it. I was a part of the Rising Stars program run by the women's field hockey team here. The Vikes athletes were our coaches, and they took a genuine interest into our lives. They would ask us questions, they would remember things about us from week to week, and they just provided such a fun and welcoming environment, and they just looked like they had so much fun together that I so badly wanted to be a part of it. Later, in my last year of high school, I tore my ACL in a high school soccer game. It was just over there on field 3. And who came out to support me, to check and make sure that I was okay, was the Vikes head athletic therapist, Tracy Vanderbilt, who I had never met. She had never met me, but she knew that I was an incoming Vikes athlete and I had just been hurt on one of the Vikes fields. Buzz and Krista, the Vikes women's field hockey coaches, were the first to offer me their support. They made sure that I was okay. They offered me their full support and the support of the university throughout my entire rehabilitation, all the while knowing they had just lost a key recruit in that upcoming season. This experience, along with so many others, including the excellence of the kinesiology program here, because let's not forget the importance of academics in choosing your university, solidified that UVic was the right choice for me. So much so that I didn't even apply to any other universities. So much for attending university outside my hometown. But that was the right choice. Part of the reason that I'm speaking to you today is to exemplify the ways that your donations to this program benefit us as athletes. Your donations have allowed me to have much needed support in some of the most challenging times of my life. When I tore my ACL in that last year of high school, I knew it meant losing that first varsity season as I worked through my surgery and 9 painful months of physical rehabilitation. And instead of the Vikes saying, "Man, that sucks, maybe we'll see you next year," they invited me to still be a part of the team. I even traveled with the team to Boston for preseason, and this was before I could even run. Buzz and Krista and my teammates integrated me so meaningfully into the team that even though I couldn't contribute anything on the field, I still felt like an important piece. I could still cling to that team sport piece of my identity, and I was surrounded by this incredible network of strong women who wanted to see me back on the field as desperately as I wanted to be there. I still had access to the Vikes therapy and Tracy, and was able to get the physical help that I needed to return to the field. And as I timidly entered that incredibly intimidating world of first-year university, while being unable to compete in the sport that I loved, or any sport for that matter, my mental health was stable, and I was thriving. And this is shocking to me in retrospect, having experienced the mental health impacts of a further 2 significant injuries. And I'm sure that it's thanks to the support that the Vikes environment provided me, and that was possible because of contributions like yours. Your donations allow us to focus on school and sport without the added stress of a job during the season. We all know that being a student athlete is essentially a full-time job, and there's no time for a part-time job on top of that. We spend every spare minute either eating, sleeping, or showering, or sometimes trying to do some combination of any of these. I cannot tell you how many times I have fallen asleep in my dinner. But I mean every spare minute, and I'll give you an example. But before CARSA existed, most of us had varsity change rooms in McKinnon. We shared ours with the Vikes swim team, and it was a fairly large locker room, and it was big enough for us to drag in this ratty old couch from someone's apartment. This was before my time, but we had a couch in our locker room. And it was not uncommon for me as a kinesiology student to have a full day of classes in the McKinnon building. And we always get 10 minutes of class, 10 minutes between classes. So as class was dismissed, I would pack up my things and I would run downstairs. I'd set my watch for 7 minutes, and I would immediately pass out on the couch between every single class. I did this hundreds of times, and I had the best naps there down on that couch. My watch was preset to 7 minutes. And then I'd wake up, my alarm would go, I'd wake up, I'd run back upstairs, and I'd be ready to absorb another hour of biomechanics or whatever it was that day. In my last year as a Vike, I was training full-time in Vancouver with the national team. Our trainings were Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, and our Vikes trainings were Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday afternoons in Victoria. So this meant if I was on the ferry every single day, I could do both. So I did. Me and one of my teammates, Rosie Beal, we were on the ferry that semester every single day except Saturday. We scheduled our classes so that they were Monday evenings and Tuesday and Thursday mornings, and our parents would diligently drive us either to or from the ferry every single day except Saturday for an entire semester. I remember Rosie and I explaining our ridiculous schedules to a UBC national team teammate who was just bewildered at both our commitment and our ability to do both of these things. But that's just kind of how Vikes athletes are. We do what it takes, and we make it work. I also remember her jokingly saying, "How do you even have time for laundry?" To which Rosie and I sort of sassily looked at each other and said, "What, your varsity team doesn't have laundry service? Ours does." And I can confidently say that without the support of the Vikes Athletics and Rec staff diligently doing our laundry daily, Rosie and I would have been the smelliest BC Ferries passengers 100% of the time, rather than just, like 50%. I've gone on to play for both the indoor and outdoor national teams. I've played a combined 91 international games. I've competed at 4 Pan Am Cups, including junior, outdoor, and indoor. I've competed at the Commonwealth Games, an Olympic qualifier, and both the Junior and Senior World Cup. But my time with the national team has been anything but easy. I've struggled with selection. I've struggled with injury, incredibly challenging training blocks, and living abroad away from my family and friends and my closest support network. And each time, the Vikes have been there for me, from my very first year as a Vike to now, long after I've graduated. In 2012, as a 17-year-old fresh off an ACL injury, I had an emotionally abusive national team coach. And remember, this was 10 years ago, so the landscape of mental health and mental health in sport was significantly different. It was difficult to even have this acknowledged, let alone addressed. But Buzz and Krista and many of the staff here are forward-thinking and so in tune with the needs of their athletes that it was the Vikes that offered me the support that I needed to begin my journey towards recovery from this traumatic experience. In 2016, in my last home weekend as a Vike, I tore my other ACL, and I missed out on playing in my last national championships. And again, the Vikes were there for me through my recovery, offering me gym access and clinic access and mental health support when I needed it. They checked in at every step of the way, and they even flew me to the national championships, even though I couldn't compete, so that I could be with the team in my last season. You'd think twice would be enough, but no. In 2018, I tore my ACL again for a third time, this time in a national team game against Germany. At this time, my whole life was the national team. We were training 3 times a day, 5 days a week, traveling in 8-week blocks, and we're all just about to move to Belgium to play together professionally and train as a national team. Then I got hurt. I needed to do my surgery and my recovery in Canada, which meant a sudden total isolation from the team I was used to being with 24/7. I think I'd been home about 48 hours, and I was desperately working through the devastation at undergoing this rehabilitation for a third time when I got a message from Buzz, and it said, "How are you doing? Are you home yet? Are you going to do your rehab in Victoria? And if you are, would you like to be a part of the Vikes program this year as a volunteer coach?" This not only gave me purpose, but it gave me a team. It kept me involved in the field hockey community, and it motivated me to get back out onto the field myself. I successfully rehabilitated that third injury after 9 months of grueling and painful and lonely rehab, and I returned to the national team where I'm still competing. I'm not sure I would have made that last return without the support of the Vikes. I owe so much of who I am to the Vikes program. My confidence, both on and off the field, all of my leadership abilities, my ability to advocate for myself and for others. All of this comes from the unwavering support and belief that I've received from the Vikes. This shows that your donations to a program like this affect us athletes far more than the 5, or in my case 6, and it sounds like there's a few others in my boat, the 6 years that we're here as student athletes. And it's incredible, how incredible, for you to have had a hand in creating a program like this. Such a special program. And when I tell you that this place and this program are special, I really, really mean it. I am an incredibly competitive person, in case you haven't already gathered that. But I have 1 bronze and 3 silver national championship medals as an athlete. We lost once to UBC, who had essentially the national team. But then we lost twice to UBC in a shootout. And I was watching this last shootout from a wheelchair on the sideline, as I'd had my second ACL surgery about a week prior. But I remember sitting there in that wheelchair, watching us come second yet again in what was my last national championship. And all I could think about was how much love I had for my teammates, one of whom had wheeled me from the hotel to the field, the 20-minute walk in the ice and snow of a Toronto November, just so that I could be there to support the team. I was sitting there thinking how proud I am to be a Vike. And Buzz's words to us after coming second again just perfectly summed up how I felt then and how I still feel now. But I'd rather come second with this team 100 times than win with any other team. And if that's not testament to just how special this program is, then I don't know what is. In closing, I would like to thank so many people. Thank you to my parents for your unconditional love and your support through everything, for instilling such a strong love of sport and community, and by exposing me to events like the Vikes Championship Breakfast, for driving me to and from the ferry more times than you ever thought you would have to, and for raving about the excellence of the EPHE program to sort of sneakily show me all the reasons why attending university in my hometown was actually a great idea. Thanks to Buzz and Krista, who have supported me through everything in my life, from my season-ending ACL tears, my heartbreaks with the national team, to current job applications. I truly owe so much of my success, both on and off the field, to the two of you. To my teammates in all 6 years that I was a Vikes athlete, for being such great friends, for holding me accountable to my commitments, and for always pushing me to be better. To the current Vikes women's field hockey team, for finally bringing home that national championship, not once, but 3 times. And to all the Vikes athletes for your amazing dedication to both your sport and your studies. You continue to inspire me daily. To the university profs for being as supportive as you were for me as I pursued my athletics alongside my academics, and for remaining so supportive of me as I chase new academic pursuits. And for remaining loyal and supportive of the current student athletes who are here now. Thank you to the Vikes Athletics and Rec for providing me with an environment where I was able to both compete hard and grow into the person that I am today, and also for doing my laundry. And thank you to you, all of the donors and all of the supporters in the community who contribute to this Vikes success. Victoria will always be home for me, but so will you, Vic, and so will the Vikes. And I hope the supporters like you truly feel how grateful we are to you for believing in us and for allowing us to compete to the best of our abilities, for helping us create this environment that we are so incredibly proud to call home. This is your legacy. This is our legacy. Let's keep driving it forward. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kathleen, for those inspiring and heartfelt words.
Jonas, have you seen Adam? I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be up here with us.
You know what? I haven't. He did run off in a hurry, though. I think I see him now there at the back.
I'm so sorry to leave you two up there. I just had to make my way straight over to the donation table after that inspiring speech by Kathleen. Straight over to the donation table.
Well, you might want to wait until our next speaker comes up on stage. I think you'll like what he has up his sleeve. At this time, we would like to welcome the Vikes Director of Varsity Performance Sport, Dr. Nick Clark, to the stage.
Nick, okay, I'll leave it. I don't think so. I'll leave it. You think? I'll go. Nick looks very sharp in some dress pants today. I do know on good authority he has to shop a size up to fit the knee braces that he wears on the squash courts, however. Please give him a warm welcome. We really appreciate the support he gives us.
Thanks, Jonas. Appreciate that. I'm a phenomenal squash player, by the way. My knee braces are biomechanically advantageous. Thank you to everyone. I'm excited, and I have the privilege to announce that our current stand-in in terms of how much we've raised this year is $700,000. $700,000. So I'd like to thank everybody in the room, thank everybody online. Hi, everybody online. We really appreciate, and we can't thank you enough, how much this means. And obviously, Kathleen, what an unbelievable speech. What an unbelievable example of how you help these young leaders and young athletes get better and better every day. And the one thing that Kathleen talked about was this idea of highs and lows. Highs and lows, it's not just about winning, it's about coming together as friends, family, as athletes, as teammates. And again, that example of being there and feeling that pride, even though she's in the sideline being injured, is unbelievable. And the challenges we face and overcome together. So, I'm excited to announce another challenge. We have been challenged by an anonymous donor who's asked us or inspired us to try and take that 700,000 to 800,000 within 24 hours. So we have 24 hours. This anonymous donor has said they will match dollar for dollar from, I've got my time here, what time is it? 8:32. So we have till 8:32 tomorrow morning to try and raise $50,000. And this anonymous donor has gratefully matched this. So round of applause for the donor, the anonymous donor. Thank you so much. What a massive challenge that is. But an exciting challenge that I know as Vikes, we can do this together as a Vikes community. So, this is completely new, but we're going to try and kick it off. We got the idea of kicking it off to challenge you, and we'd like to do that today through a live donation. So what I'd like to do is open it up to those people online. If you would like to donate, within the next 24 hours, there are QR codes on the table. Adam's at the back there as well, are our donation tables. But I'm also going to open it. Oh, hello, donation. Can you give us a wave at the top there? Stuff. We also have a donation table at the top as you leave. But what I'd like to do right now is provide us an opportunity with those people in the room. If there's anybody in the room, and I'm going to start off with a number here. I'm throwing it out there. If there's anybody in the room that would like to donate $10,000 or more, if you'd like to stand up, if there is anybody out there. All right. What about $5,000? Is there anyone out there who'd like to donate $5,000 or more live? Oh. Oh. We have Murray. Murray Farmer. Stay standing, Murray. Where's Catherine? Catherine, you got a mic there? Murray, thank you so much for standing up. Here's your mic. If you'd like to.
Do you want to say anything to everybody? Just go, Vikes, go.
Murray, that's unbelievable. Thank you so much. One thing, so Murray, I'm just assuming that's for all sports. You can donate for any sport you want. Is that for all sports? I think that's a yes. We'll go with all sports. So we'll open up to the room now. Thank you, Murray. That means we have 45,000. 45,000. Thank you so much. Is there anybody else in the room? Anybody else in the room that would like to donate today? Anything online? Oh, we got Kelly at the back there. Hold on. Hold tight. Really? Have we got a name? Anonymous. Unbelievable. $5,000 online. Thank you so much, those people online. Unbelievable. Math was never my strong point, but that's 40,000 now we need still to raise. So is there anybody else? This is unbelievable. This is, again, unprecedented. Thank you so much, Linda and Murray. We really appreciate that. And online as well, anonymous. Is there anybody else that would like to add to this? Oh, Jim. Here you go, Jim. Catherine, you want to go and find Jim? Thank you, Jim Dunstan. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. My daughter had the pleasure of being part of the Rising Stars program, and Kat was one of her instructors and teachers and coaches, and so we'll make a donation to women's field hockey.
Women's field hockey. Thanks, Jim. Was that $10,000, Jim? We'll talk. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you so much. All right, anybody else? Anybody else out there would like to make a donation? Any donation right now, not 10,000, 5,000, any donation. Oh, Christy, thank you so much.
I'll make $1,000 to all teams.
$1,000 to all sports. Unbelievable. Thank you, Christy. Oh, somebody else. Oh.
What she just said.
Double. Oh, lovely. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. So $2,000, 5 and 5, plus Jim's 10. I don't know what you donated, Jim. I'm trying to do the math. But that means, let's say we've got 35,000 left, roughly. I'm not sure my math's correct. But one last chance in the room. Is there anyone else who would like to donate? Anything online, Kelly? Oh, hello. Hold on a sec. I couldn't hear that at all. $1,000 from Krista there. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Oh, we have another donor right here.
Where's Carrie? Stand up, Carrie. Coach of the women's Vikes women's basketball team, $1,000 for you.
Thank you so much.
We love you.
This is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Anybody? Oh, we've got another donor there, over there, Kathleen, right in your, I don't know what number you are there, sir. Stand up, let us know who you are.
Hi, I'll do 2,000 men's basketball. Thanks.
And you are, sir, what's your name?
Alistair Wilmot.
Alistair, thank you so much. $2,000 for men's basketball. Unbelievable. Do we have somebody else at the... Oh, wow, this is insane. You see, I knew this is going to be unreal. This is great. Who have we got at the back there? Stand up, please.
Roxanne and Bob Watson were Carrie's parents, so $1,000 to women's basketball.
1,000. Thank you very much, Carrie's parents. Austin, are you going to bring any money here, Austin, or not? Okay, thank you.
He's donating $1.
He's donating $1. That all counts. Thank you so much, Austin. $1. We'll keep you to that, all right? Come and get it. Okay, anybody else? Oh, we have another one. Yes, sir. This is keeping Catherine busy backwards and forwards.
Thank you. 5,000 for women's rowing.
5,000. Wow. Sir, and your name is, sir? Sorry, sir, I didn't get your name.
Tom Eplett.
Tom, thank you so much. $5,000 to women's rowing. This is unbelievable. I've completely lost count. Karen, have you got a count on what that is? Right, I'm so excited. $24,000. We have 26 remaining at the back there. Wowzers, this is happening. This is unbelievable. Catherine, you got to be quicker. You should have put your jogging stuff on.
I played basketball.
Oh, yeah.
The reeds and the fries for 1,000 for women's rugby.
Women's rugby, 1,000.
Thank you so much. The fries. Let's stay. Hi, thank you so much. $1,000 for women's rugby. So, we got someone at the front here, table 10.
So I'll do 1,000 to men's rugby.
What's your name?
John Jennings.
1,000.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is insane. This is unbelievable. I was not expecting this, but thank you so much If we got anybody else? Kelly, are we good online? Karen, what are we at now? Oh, we've got one at the back. Number 32. Stand up, sir. Oh, yes, there we go.
This is from my dad, Matthew, $1,000 men's soccer.
Men's soccer from Matthew. Matthew, thank you so, so much. All right. We've got another one. It just keeps coming. Table 11. Here you go, sir.
1,000 for women's rowing.
1,000 for women's rowing.
Ilango.
And
Ilango.
Oh, and thank you so, so much. $1,000 for women's rowing. All right. I am cognizant about the time, but this is insane. I'm actually blown away. I was a little bit worried this morning when we got this done. But there we go. We got another table right down there.
My name's Sheridan Scott. $1,000 for women's rugby.
Sheridan Scott, women's rugby, $1,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Unbelievable. Karen. $29,000. So we got 11, 21. I was so carried away. I ate too much bacon this morning as well, definitely. Okay, one last call. Is there anybody? Oh, sir.
This table's going to stitch together $1,000 to be split between men's and women's rowing.
$1,000 for men's and women's rowing. Thank you, sir. I love that jacket as well. That's phenomenal. Thank you to that table. So 30,000, that's easier math for me, Karen. I think I can figure that one out. All right. So, again, I'm honestly blown away. At the 11th hour, this came as a challenge to us, and obviously, we've stepped up. We've still got another 23 hours and 43 minutes to reach our target of 20,000. If you have reached your donation max, we will be sending out an email. If you know anyone else who can help us out reach this to get that match of 50,000, we would really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. It's insane. Every year we come here, and like I said, without it, our student athletes, our young adults would not be able to do what they do. Thank you so much. And from the bottom of our hearts, we'd like the athletes to show you a video to thank you all.
How do we say thank you?
How can we convey the gratitude of
400 of my fellow student athletes?
We could try to be funny or quirky, create an elaborate production involving
dozens of people with flashy editing,
or maybe a choreographed dance routine.
But sometimes the simpler path is better.
The direct path from us to you.
So here on this course, between these lines on the field,
amongst my teammates,
here on this track, on this field,
by the water, amongst my fellow teammates,
between these lines on the court,
amongst my teammates, we say thank you.
Varsity sport is a collaboration.
It takes a village of individuals with different skill sets
to keep it all running and running smoothly.
You can see examples of those people and the results of their efforts in the room with you now.
Thank you for being a part of that team that helps make being a Vike possible.
we're all so different, but we all have one thing in common. We're here because we love sport.
We are here because we love to compete, and we are here because we love the way sport brings us together.
And we're here because of you.
Greatness is in the agency of others.
The greatness of what we can achieve is still unfolding. Some of us will go on to become Olympians,
national champions,
and record breakers.
While some of us will make our mark as nurses,
teachers, scientists, entrepreneurs, leaders, and parents.
Whatever path we travel, we are discovering it here.
Thank you for giving us the chance to find our direction.
for giving us the chance to push ourselves daily,
and for helping contribute to the future that we all want to see.
While our names are on the rosters,
and our faces in the photos,
your passion,
your belief,
your generosity is there too.
Unwritten, between the lines,
Just out of the frame.
your support and generosity every year
At events like this allows us to be better.
be better athletes, be better students, be better people.
be who we are.
Thank you for the winning goal.
Thank you for the championship season.
Thank you for the wins and losses. Thank you for the personal best.
Thank you for the rebuilding year.
Thank you for the early morning training sessions.
Thank you for strengthening the team bond.
Thank you for the academic success.
Thank you for being a Vike.
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 I'm going to pull this down a little bit. To wrap things up, we would like to call the Acting Senior Director of Vikes Athletics and Recreation, Nicole Gringo, to the stage to bring the closing remarks.
Wow. I just want to add my thanks to those that have been shared with you this morning already. Quite an introduction to my new role as Acting Senior Director for Vikes Athletics and Recreation. An amazing experience, and I can't say enough about how much I have appreciated being on this side of the operation. In the past, I've attended as a colleague, as a donor, as a member of Student Affairs Executive, and to be here today in this position to be able to acknowledge everything that has been part of making this possible is a wonderful opportunity for me, and I thank you all so very much. Now I have to take off my glasses so I can see what I'm reading here. So I joined Athletics and Recreation in my new role as Acting Senior Director only a short while ago on September 19th. Having joined the team, I'm absolutely delighted to be here and to see this event come to fruition from a completely different perspective, and I'm so amazingly impressed. So, happily, I get the great pleasure to offer many thanks to all of you here and online. I think Nick did a wave, so I'll do a wave, for joining us for the 15th Annual Vikes Championship Breakfast. Thank you for your time, your company, and the many ways in which you have contributed to what, I hope you agree, has been a wonderful event. As you can imagine, it takes an incredible team of many to make an event such as this come to life. So I'd like to extend some sincere thank yous. To start, I'd like to offer thanks to our event sponsors, Team Sales, Minute Maid, Rogers Sports and Media, and the University of Victoria. To those who have joined us from those organizations today and who are also in attendance, thank you so very, very much. Many thanks also to our remarkable event staff, including our Vikes Championship Breakfast committee led by Larissa McKinley, and to all the other athletics and recreation team members who have made this event possible through their efforts. You really have done a very beautiful job. Thank you. Thank you to Degrees Catering for the lovely breakfast and service this morning. It was great. And thank you to the UVic alumni and annual giving team for their role in contributing to the success of this event. And now thank yous to our event speakers. To Elder May Sam and Dr. Skip Dick, thank you for sharing your welcome and your blessings with us. The welcome and blessing offered from both of you encourages all of us to go forward in this day and in all that we do in a good way with good hearts and good thoughts together. Thank you. To Dr. Elizabeth Croft, it was lovely to see you here today. Thank you. Your words of welcome were very much appreciated. Nice to have you with our community. To our keynote speaker, my goodness, remarkable. Wow, that's all I have to say. Women's field hockey alumna Kathleen Leahy, thank you for the very, very inspirational words. And thank you to Dr. Nick Clark for engaging the crowd so capably this morning. That was quite wonderful, and again, thank you all. To our MCs, from women's cross country and track, Georgia Ginther, from men's rugby, Jonas Robinson, and from men's rowing, Adam Miller. Great job. You, the student athletes, are the reason we're here. So thank you to our MCs for leading this event and representing your Vikes teammates so very well this morning. Finally, thank you to the University of Victoria for committing to $250,000 in matching funds towards the Vikes Championship Breakfast. And in closing, Vikes Athletics and Recreation pride ourselves on providing the best student-athlete experience, and your generous support allows us to do just that. So once again, on behalf of the Vikes Athletics, thank you for attending the 15th Annual Vikes Championship Breakfast. Please go forward today with the knowledge that you have contributed to the ability of our student-athletes to achieve the goals they have set and have yet to set for themselves in both their academic and athletic endeavors. All the very best to all of you for what I hope is a wonderful day ahead.
A huge and sincere thank you to everyone who is here with us today, to those watching online, and to those who contributed to this event but couldn't be here today.
And a huge thank you to everybody who donated in the live auction. Your support was incredible to see. Myself and all the athletes are blown away by your generosity and support. As a reminder, you still have 24 hours to help us unlock that $50,000 in matching funds for our student athletes, either at the donations tables in the back, like I did, or on the call-in course. So thank you so much.
And thank you so much for your continued support of the Vikes Championship Breakfast. Your support produces champions. Go Vikes, go. Thanks.
Go Vikes.
That's it, right? Yeah, nice.